All right, guys, welcome to the live stream today. The purpose of this live stream and the purpose of this video is to make you understand how the psychology and your nervous system related to the nice guy pattern is creating the premature or potentially erectile dysfunction. So I'm gonna start right away. Maybe before that, I'm gonna make a comment. If you think that my face is unusually crooked, because I received the information that my face is extremely crooked already. I got stung by a bee here, and now it's getting even worse. So I just saw myself in the video, and it's kind of weird. Anyway, nice guy pattern and premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction. The whole topic today, the whole topic of premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, and any other form of expression of sexual shame and sexual guilt in relationship to nice guy pattern goes to one thing, and that is wanting approval. Wanting approval. Now, probably if you're watching this, or if you're watching this live or from the video, you have experienced that you're with a girl and you really, 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 really care that it works well, that it goes nice, that not even you, that she has a good time, that she enjoys the experience, that she ideally comes to an orgasm, and that she likes you as a man because of how you perform in sex. Right? She approves of your sexual performance. Why would you need this? Because this means a lot of things for a man. And no matter what is your background, no matter what is your culture, if you are a man and you can satisfy a woman sexually, you will inevitably make conclusions about what it means about you as a man, what it means about your cock energy, your sexual energy, what it means about you as a lover. And in this sense, again, no matter where you're coming from, the stakes are high, right? We know how we are using the word impotent. Like, that man is impotent. He's unable to even take care of his family financially. We're using the word impotent. Why? Because the impotence suggests sexual shame. And it's a very, like, sexual failure, sexual shame. And it's a very, very strong and emotionally charged word. So if you as a man like a woman and you're going out with her, and now you are about to have sex, and you really, really care because of this, the stakes are really, really high. And the core of everything that happens from here is being driven by you wanting her approval. And when I say wanting her approval, what I mean is, like, wanting approval is synonym for wanting validation, wanting recognition, wanting acknowledgement, wanting acceptance, wanting respect, wanting honor, wanting to feel strong, wanting to feel powerful, wanting to feel like a provider, almost like in the provide, protect, procreate masculinity formula. So it's all these things. If you can satisfy her sexually, you're going to be all these things. So the stakes are really, really high. Now, if you have never taken any education on sex, which means that probably the bulk of what you believe about sex and sexuality is driven by porn, movies like American Pie, and like this kind of nonsense that we've been watching since a very young age in the TV, you're probably going to have a very distorted idea about what it means to be good in bed, what it means, or what it takes to make a woman happy in bed, what it means to satisfy a woman sexually. And if this is your case, you will probably, well, first of all, you don't have the experience. So even if you read some books on sexuality and you don't have your experience, it's still knowledge that's in your head, that is intellectual. So in a moments like this, what's going to happen is that your body, first of all, your mind will have a lot of attachment to a result, a lot of attachment to the outcome. And by outcome, by the result, I mean her feeling a certain way, her being happy about how well you did. But because you don't have a specific roadmap about how to get there and what to do with like 100% certainty, And this can actually be true even if you're in a relationship for a very long for a long period of time. If you don't have this, if you don't know what to do and how to do it, you're going to have a lot of internal tension, a lot of internal anxiety. And if you have a lot of internal anxiety and you want, and at the same time you're attached to the outcome, it must happen a certain way. It must happen that she's going to be happy with how I performed, how it went. She must be satisfied. She must be happy with me. She cannot reject me. She cannot, all these things. If you are really, really strongly attached to the idea that it must be a certain way, your mind will be in a survival mode. This is a survival mode. I must figure it out. I must figure it out. I must know how, I must do something. And when you're in this mode, what happens with your body is that your body will be in a sympathetic nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system of your body will be active. When you're in your sympathetic nervous system, first of all, it's difficult to relax. It's almost impossible to relax because sympathetic nervous system means fight or flight, right? And because you cannot relax, your body cannot handle a lot of sexual energy. And what happens that the sympathetic nervous system is basically fight, flight, or freeze. Then there's also a fawn reaction, right? But that's not important for at this stage. It's fight, flight, or freeze. If it freezes, what's going to happen? That no sexual energy is going to go in the body. So what's going to happen is that you'll get erectile dysfunction, right? This is that it simply the sexual energy doesn't flow through. It's like it's being stuck in this paralyzed feeling of wanting to run away from whatever danger there is. Danger means disapproval, right? If you want to be like really technical about this, the meaning you can draw from this is that right now it sucks because maybe I don't have the sexual relations I would like to have. I don't have the sexual life with this girl that I would like to have or with my girlfriend. And it sucks, but it's worse than what can possibly come, which is the rejection if I fail sexually, right? So what the body says, what the body does is like, okay, this is not worth the risk. We're gonna cut off the erection. So the person doesn't get erection in order to be safe. This is the erectile dysfunction. Now, when it comes to premature ejaculation, the principle is very similar. And again, it's all driven by wanting approval and being strongly, strongly attached to wanting approval, validation, recognition, approval. We can call all this wanting love. So if you are able to get aroused and if you are able to get erectile dysfunction, what happens is that because you're still running in the sympathetic nervous system, your body is tense. It means that your nervous system is very rigid. Your nervous system, when it's rigid, is very limited. And this means that it can only charge up with a certain amount of sexual energy before it takes off the switch. All right, I'm not sure about the term in English now. When the system short circuits, in order for the safety of the short circuit to be kept, there's this security switch, and the security switch is ejaculation, right? When your body, when the sexual arousal goes up and the sexual arousal increases, your nervous system is loaded with more and more arousal. In Tantric language, this would say that your nervous system or your body is loaded with more and more sexual energy. Your body has a certain limit of how much energy it can handle. When there's too much energy, the system short circuits, and in order to get back to balance, it's going to go like the ejaculation happens, and with the ejaculation, all the sexual energy is going to leave the body. When premature ejaculation happens, it happens because the person is unable to control their arousal and to decrease their arousal and work with their body in a way that's going to help the nervous system expand in a short period of time, which means that within a couple of minutes, maybe tens of minutes, maybe hours, depending on how experienced you are with this stuff, you are able to consistently increase the amount of sexual tension that your body can handle. If you can do this consistently, and you're also in charge of what's happening in the sexual act, then it means that you are in charge of how much sexual energy there is in your body. So your body doesn't have to short circuit in order to get rid of the too much sexual energy it has. So there's no risk of having premature ejaculation, right? Now, how does the nice guy pattern relate to this? Nice guy pattern, the pattern of wanting to avoid conflicts, of wanting to be nice because it's too dangerous to let other people, because there's big risk that other people will think of something bad of you. This wanting to be, wanting to make for other people what they want to experience before they even ask, so that you get the same from them. Basically, all this is a nice guy pattern, right? I must become what other people want me to become, so that I can believe about myself that I am safe and that I am worthy of love. The core of all nice guy pattern behavior is running away from emotional tension. Emotional tension is tension that is first registered in the nervous system, right? Nervous system is the first to notice the emotional tension long before you have any idea what's happening. You can know this by going to the store, to the supermarket, and just thinking about asking the person what they had for lunch, right? You stand there and you make this intention of having this weird conversation with this person because it's uncomfortable. It's kind of it's experimenting with what the other person will think of you, right? Because like this is not a safe conversation. So just making this intention and thinking about going to do that seriously is going to make your body go into tension, right? If you even want to take away the intention, just to see and just to know that your nervous system reacts to this fear of disapproval, if you come very close to someone, like let's say that you're on a date and there is this the other person has this like no respect of the personal area. If they get close and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to you, you feel unpleasant. It doesn't feel nice, right? So you want to push them away. So your nervous system is the first one who feels the tension. Now everyone does this, not just nice guys. Everyone has this. What nice guys do is nice guys have like a massive sensitivity to this, right? For them, when emotional tension goes a little bit up on the physical level, they have a very strong reaction on the mental level. And because their mental reaction is so strong and they don't know how to handle the physical part, they are trying to handle everything on the mental level. That's why nice guys overthink. Nice guy doesn't feel good in his body, and he doesn't know how to make himself feel good in the body. But what he's good at is the thinking, is the mental part, because he's able to register these things with his mind very quickly. So what he's going to do on this front, he's going to read shitloads of literature about, when we talk about the sex on the sexual front, he's going to read loads of stuff on this technically, so that he can figure it out with his head, so that he can avoid the tension of facing this discomfort, facing the discomfort of premature ejaculation, facing the discomfort of erectile dysfunction, facing the tension of sharing with the girl that he likes her, sharing honestly what he feels, sharing about his fears, sharing about his shame and all this stuff. Nice guy by default hates emotional tension, and he's trying to figure it out with his head so he doesn't have to face it in his body. In dating and in sex life, talking about sex, expressing sexually, expressing his desires sexually, and expressing his pride potentially sexually, and God forbid, expressing anger through dominant submission games in sex, for nice guys, this is an extreme no-go, because the amount of tension that he would have to handle in order to overcome that is crazy. So he's not going to do that. So what happens is that he's going to be stuck in his head. He's going to be stuck really deeply in his head, trying to figure this out in order for not this to happen. But you have already heard this in either some of my other videos, or you made a conclusion from this one. If he gets stuck in his head, he's going to work really, really hard in order to make sure that he does everything right. Everything works 100%, so that the girl likes it. He gets the approval, he gets the validation, and he's safe, right? Nice guy pattern. If I become what other people want me to become, I'm safe, and I'm worthy of love. And with this, he's going to completely block the parasympathetic nervous system because he's going to be in the sympathetic one, which is the fight or flight. So he's going to be unable to relax. He's going to be unable to ease himself into the flow, increase the amount of energy, of the sexual energy that his nervous system and his body is able to handle. So he's either going to not get erection at all if he freezes, or he's going to get a premature ejaculation if he's going to be unable to let go and unable to work through this, right? So this is it basically. This is how nice guy pattern creates premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction. If you have any questions regarding this, you can ask me in the comment section. I'm going to respond to all the comments. Now, if you are running the nice guy pattern and you know that you want to work through this, you can book a call with me on this link. The reason why I took a deep breath first is because what I wanted to say is that I do not solve the nice guy pattern only on the level of sex, only on the level of the mind, only on the level of the body. I do all four at the same time. That's why the guys I work with have good results, because they are working through they are upgrading their nervous system every single day for 8 weeks without pauses, so that their nervous system is able to handle much more tension than any time before that they have ever experienced. I'm helping them to go through the mental transformation, so they implement new patterns of thinking that are conditioned, that are specific, and that are conditioned, and that are repeated, and they're going to become automatic, so they don't have to think about it. This is the mental part. And sexual part, I help them understand the mechanics of sexual energy, of the sexual transmutation, so that they can use this to radically improve their sex life. And the reason why it works is every of these individual parts, but the reason why it's why it works extremely fast and extremely well, is because of the combination of all of these, right? So if you're serious about wanting to get out of your nice guy pattern, avoiding of the nice guy pattern, of the tension avoiding patterns, and you want to dig deep into where you're at today, book a session on buymaros.com/book now. We're gonna connect. You're gonna go on a website where you can pick a time that works for you the best, and you will also go through a very short questionnaire that will help me to prepare for the session. On the session, the purpose of the session will be for you to understand really where you're coming from, what is at the root cause of why you're running the nice guy pattern, why you're running the tension avoiding pattern. And once you have that, I will have a look at what your life would look like if it was the way you want it. If really you could have life your way, right? What is it that drives you? What is your burning desire? What do you want to create in the world? When I have these two, then I'm going to help you to craft the step-by-step game plan, how to get there, right? Several steps, which is the things that you have to do right now in order to get there. This call is for free, and the purpose is really to help you go deep, have the diagnosis, and if you're serious and I can help you work through that, then I'm going to show you what that would look like. Okay, so if that's something you want to do, go to buymaros.com/book now and book the session with me today. I don't see any comments here for now, so in that case, that's all for today, and I'm going to see you guys hopefully soon. Bye-bye.